All right, happy Friday night, everybody. Welcome on into the daily broadcast. Coming to you live from the Raiderland World headquarters. We have three more outs to record as we speak for Texas Tech softball up 6-0, top of the seventh against Brown. They didn't need Nigel Kennedy on the mound today, but they got her at the plate with a home run. We have that. We have Tech baseball trying to avenge me. A 13-4 loss in game one at BYU tonight. Doesn't really matter. We find out the most Texan thing you've done, and then we ask the question tonight on a Friday night. Since you guys are kind enough to hang out, jump in, get down on the United Supermarkets chat line, whether you're on Twitter, X, at Ryan Hyatt Media, on our YouTube channel, which everybody should subscribe to for Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland, don't cost nothing, or Facebook Live. Either way, thanks to United Supermarkets you're in. Most annoying sports media personalities on the landscape now. From everybody who hates Tony Romo now doing NFL games to Stephen A. Smith to Pat McAfee to whoever it may be. Hell, it might be me for all I know, for all you know. So, most annoying sports media personalities. I think Jim Brockmeyer nailed it when we talked about Joe Buck years ago. Let's have some fun tonight. In 3, in 2. Good evening, West Texans, all you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt, TheRaiderland.com. You start your day there on the website. We got the Raiderland hot links, the coolest, freshest, hottest links from around the internet. We figure if we like it, you'll like it. We give you the question of the day. Today, the question, what's the most Texan thing you did this week? What is it? What did you consider the most Texan thing you did this week? Every Friday we do that. We're brought to you by The Reserve, a culinary tavern. They're on 103rd and Quaker. They got great brunch. We know that. They got a great menu. They got awesome drinks. They got great atmosphere. You can watch all the games there on the TV, and you can actually hear it. That's one of the great things about the Reserve, among all the other awesome stuff, is that the acoustics are incredible. Don't believe me? Go in. Go in tonight on a crowded Friday night, graduation weekend. You'll be amazed. Also by Red River Brewing Company and Distillery in Red River, New Mexico. We were there not last week. Well, last week, yeah. Yeah, last week, technically, looking at the calendar. Check out the distillery this summer when you go up there. They got a tasting room. It's really cool. From incredible vodkas, tequilas, you name it, whiskey, they've got it. Check it out. Craig is right when he says the talking box is on. Happy Friday night, Craig. Got a product placement here. There we go. Congratulations to all the graduating Ropes Eagles this year. Or I guess even those that aren't graduating. Doesn't really matter. So yeah, that's where we are today. Most Texan thing. The sports media types, we used to say announcers, but now there's so many shows during the day and everything else, and not just sports radio, but sports TV. Things like what I do. Like I said, maybe I'm the most annoying sports media personality out there. Who annoys you and why? Who gets under your skin? Who just you can't stand for the most part? Who is that? My mom, by the way, didn't like John Madden. Thought his shorts were too tight, if you know what I mean. Now we got this movie coming out, and Nicolas Cage is going to play Madden. I don't know that I can buy it. I don't know that I can get behind that. We're going to see how this plays out. And then softball, as we mentioned, taking on Brown today. Historic day out there at Rocky Johnson. It's a final. We have gone final. Samantha Lincoln started, got the win, 3 innings pitched, 6-0. The Red Raiders take it. Home runs on the day by Kennedy and who else? Johnson got one as well, along with a triple. Nicely done. Riasuto came in for the final 4. 3 innings worked for the freshman Lincoln to go to 9-3. What does that mean? It means that Nigel Kennedy's ready to go for 28 outs. What is it? Sometimes 21, 42, 42 outs over the next 2 days. You didn't have to use her. We would have called this back in the day in baseball pitching backwards, that you don't start your ace in game 1, that you hold your ace out and then you use them. Well, in softball, you can take your ace, and I mean, Kennedy probably could pitch all 3, 4 games, whatever you need. Now she's 100% fresh, taking on the winner of Washington, Mississippi State tomorrow. Historic day. I liken it to when the Lady Raiders first hosted NCAA tournament play in 1992 against Santa Clara, he said. I think that's right. Santa Clara? Yeah. Let's go with it. Yeah, Santa Clara. I think I'm right on that one. All of a sudden, your mind, starts to question and go, was that year or was that the next year? Yeah, I think it was Santa Clara. Baseball hosting their first regional in 1996. Not able to get out of it, but hosted the first regional. Ungodly hot. And Texas Tech hosting their first regional in softball, getting the win today 6-0. And you don't pitch Kennedy, but she does get a home run. So it's really cool. I love the atmosphere. I love the electricity that's going on around the program. I hope this is the jumping off point for softball that we saw for Lady Raider basketball back in the early 90s. The crowds follow the winning. You win first, the crowds come. The crowds were not there when the Lady Raiders were winning in 90, 91, 91, 92. You finally get a sellout of the Coliseum last game of the year against A&M, playing for the Southwest Conference title, and then you were off to the races after that. Give us the most Texan thing you've done this week. Baseball, I don't know what you want to talk about baseball, but we can. And then give us your most annoying sports media personalities. It's Friday night. We will go as long as the conversation is good, fun, and you guys are engaging. The minute that stops, the minute you guys are not engaging on the United Supermarkets chat line, I got a frozen pizza I'm going to heat up. I got laundry I got to do. I got water I got to move. We got things going on. All right, so Gary gets in on Facebook. And I hope everybody's on our Facebook page. We do a lot of cool stuff there. Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland on Facebook. I hope you guys are with us on our YouTube channel for Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. Subscribe, share. Don't cost nothing. Chris Collingsworth. Why do you hate Chris Collingsworth? Gary says, well, not hate, but most do. Why does Chris Collingsworth sliding in? Why does he annoy you? Because he became a popular target over the years. Why? I never paid attention to him enough to really, go, he annoys me. Indeed, Lynn, Texas Tech wins 6-0 over Brown. The line score for Brown today, 0 runs on 2 hits, an error, and they left nobody on. Texas Tech, 6 runs, 6 hits on the day, no errors, and 6 left on base. And they turned a couple of nifty double plays. The smart softball observers will tell you that Texas Tech really has become a very good defensive team as the Big 12 season has gone on. I'm not one of the smart softball people. I freely admit it. I know a little bit about the game, but I'm not going to sit here and try to tell you and come across as some sort of softball savant. No. But we can appreciate greatness when we see it. Gary gets in on the YouTube channel for Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. Thank you, Gary. I know you probably shared it. I know you probably hit like on it and grow the algorithm. Most Texan thing I did this week was had conversations about New World screwworm. For those who aren't paying attention, we've got a screwworm problem down in Central America. Moving up. It would be moving up from Central America through Mexico, obviously. The screwworm will make it about as far as I-40 before it dies out just by natural causes on temperature and otherwise. But we still got a screwworm problem, and you can see that impacting cattle prices and other things, certainly this summer. So watch out for the screwworm if you're a cattle raiser. I know you guys already are. As a consumer, understand that this could put pressure on rising beef prices here in the out 60, 90 days. So we're talking like not really Memorial Day, but maybe July 4th and then Labor Day coming up later on this summer, we could be looking at a little bit of a beef pressure going on. Yeah, the screwworm shows up every now and then. Nobody likes the screwworm, but you got to watch out for the screwworm. More than I really anticipated talking about the screwworm. And I don't raise cattle. I like cows. Cows are cool. Right until you have to go work in cattle. And then all of a sudden, cattle and cows are not cool. They're not fun. But they're really cool when they're just wandering around, you know? Most annoying sports media personalities out there. Who do you like, not like? Well, who do you like? Who do you not like? Who do you not like? Why do you not like them? Radio, TV, otherwise. If you don't like me, that's okay. I get it, but just try to be nice tonight. My wife might be watching. And then most excellent thing you've done. Tech baseball. I don't know what you want to do on Tech baseball. Last night, same story. Mac Heuer rocking along for a little bit, then a total meltdown in the fourth. 7 runs given up. Can't get out of the inning. Texas Tech gives up 13. Situational hitting bad. Situational hitting bad. Like caveman analysis of baseball. Situational hitting bad. They threw 100 and hold on, wait for it. Dang it, where is it? I got to get this stat. And this is like everything for this team this year. 177 pitches on the night compared to BYU 127. 177 pitches thrown. They didn't have to pitch in the 9th inning. That's horrible. It's just dreck. And a lot of people think I've tried to defend the team or the program too much this year. Maybe I'm a bit of an optimist. Maybe I've seen enough baseball over the years that I thought February, March, that I look at I look at the parts of this team and I go, there are good players on this team. And I look back over the years and I go, Tim Tadlock's teams generally get better. Not this one. In fact, it may be worse right now. It may be worse. Ribeye steak from United at $17.99 a pound today. But get the good marbling. The fat matters. Do we expect any of the current baseball Tech players to be back next year? Yeah, I would hope so. I think they're really good components and good players. I like a lot of the players that are on there. I think the biggest question would be not the position players necessarily. I think Ryan Coleman's come in, played well. Like Villeneuve, if you can get another year out of him, I think he's got another year left. You know? But to me, it's really the pitching. And you go, all right, give me $5-6 million in NIL money. What can I go out and buy on the open market? And that's kind of where you are, top tier college baseball right now. It's not that much below college college basketball. It's not that much below college basketball. Where you're talking about the amount of money that you're going to spread over 24 guys. That's the difference. I think one of the things that is the law of unintended consequences. A lot of people thought that when the NCAA opened up the total scholarships to be increased from 11.7 to 24, 25, I can't remember what it is right now, that would disperse talent among teams. Well, rather, what it really does, the scholarship doesn't matter anymore. It's the NIL, but the scholarships combined with the NIL are allowing the SEC teams, for the most part, and a few others around the country, to really stockpile depth and take it away from teams like Texas Tech. That they can pay what would be a number 2 starting pitcher for you, number 1 money. Number 3 starting pitcher for you, they can pay him 1.5 money. That becomes problematic, I think, right now with the structure in baseball. Every sport is being impacted uniquely in college sports right now by NIL. The House settlement, don't even worry about it. But what we're seeing with baseball is I think it's actually coalescing talent more to the SEC schools. In football, it's spreading it out. That's why they're freaking out in football. It's spreading the talent out. In baseball, it's doing the other thing. Most West Texan thing I did this week, dodged tornado in St. Louis today. Jeff, up in St. Louis, we're dodging tornadoes. I missed that. I'm sorry. I apologize. I hope everybody's safe. They're in the Arch City. Not to be confused with Arch Manning, a city down in Austin this year. All right, so the conversation will continue as long as you guys are firing away on the United Supermarkets chat line. Most annoying sports media personalities today. Who bothers you the most? Who grinds your gears? Which ones do you just not really like listening to? Most Texan thing you did this week, every Friday, Tech baseball tonight against BYU. It'll be Tyler Boudreau on the mound. And as we sit here today, it doesn't matter if they lose all 3 games. You'll go to the Big 12 tournament. You got 4 games to win. You can win 4. You're in the NCAA tournament. We're looking for bright spots. Boudreau at times has been pretty good. And then softball with Samantha Lincoln getting the start of her life. The freshman gets the win. NCAA football play-by-play guy that yells if a play goes 8 yards, forget his name. Somebody's going to have to help me out on that. There's so many, I'm not sure which one you're referring to. Robert, Subway Series Yankees sweep Mets. That's a headline that I don't know how to respond to. But I know that Robert's a big Yankees fan, so glad you got that out there, Robert. But I don't know how to respond to that. Most annoying, hold on a second there. On the United Supermarkets chat line, Jeff, most annoying baseball media, Smoltz, the guy never shuts up. All right. I like Smoltz when I listen to him because he has a lot of knowledge to dispense. He needs to be paired with better play-by-play announcers who can kind of rein him in. And here's an interesting thing. He might actually be better on radio than TV. And I'm not going to go into the details on the mechanics and everything else. But I mean, and I get it. A lot of people bag on Smoltz here over the last couple of baseball seasons of talking too much. But part of that goes back to not having a strong play-by-play guy paired with him who can, what we used to call create the playpen. You need to create a playpen for your analyst and say, all right, this is where you get to play. I'm over here. I'm doing this. You play in this playpen. I need this time. You come in, you get in and out, you play in the playpen. Sandbox, we called it different things. I mean, Smoltz, one of the things with Smoltz, it's almost like when he gets going, you're listening to a podcast and not a broadcast. So I understand what you're saying there with Smoltz. It's still just tremendous wisdom, but I get it. Most annoying sports media types, from the NFL to college football, basketball, you name it, baseball, the daily shows, sports radio, perhaps even myself on digital media. I get it. I understand. You tell us on that tonight. Brought to you by the Reserve, a culinary tavern right here in Lubbock, Texas. Call for reservations on the weekends. It's a little bit easier to do that. A tremendous brunch. And I have mentioned this before. The best onion rings in Lubbock. That if you miss the old onion rings from the Brittany, fill in the blank, your favorite onion rings over the last 20, 30 years, 40 years, they're that freaking good at the Reserve. Also by Red River Brewing Company and Distillery in Red River, New Mexico. You're making your summer plans. You need to drop on by. Tell them we said, hey, tremendous brews, as you would imagine. And it's the second highest brewery, we believe, we're still researching this, in the United States. There might be one higher in Colorado, but we're trying to find out. And of course, all the communications coming to us from you via United Supermarkets and the Market Street chat line, where graduation weekend, need a card, go there tonight. Need flowers, go there tomorrow. You got to get that last second, whatever you got to get, you know. There you go. Jeff, buttermilk, floured onion rings, better than beer battered onion rings. I disagree. Beer batter with a light rice. Well, we can get into this on this. Rice flour, really good. Doing fish, do anything rice flour. Does the elevation make a better beer? No, the water makes a better beer. Much like you hear that the pizza crust, the dough out of New York City, out of Brooklyn in that area, that the secret is in the dough. The secret is in the water. I mean, there's something to it. The old 70s and 80s ads about, you know, Coors beer coming out of Golden, Colorado, and they'd show the water and everything else. Hey, it matters. The water matters. It's incredible. And it does that on the beer. It does that on the distillery side as well. That it's not so much the elevation. I guess the elevation maybe creates the water, but it's not purely the elevation. It's the water that makes it cool. How we doing out there? Most Texan thing, fighting weeds this week. Our what we pass off as a yard, we're going to get it back. And that's my pledge to Joe Kinsey at Outkick.com. Thursday night mowing league by the end of June. Probably it's probably going to take the end of June. Our lawn, it's going to be back. It's going to be great. Yeah, fighting weeds with any chemical we can fight. Hell, we ought to bring in some goats. In all honesty, that's why Budweiser sucks. Mississippi River water, regular Budweiser. The Bud Select they came out with a few years ago, okay. Bud Light, nope. Never could, don't want to. The only reason I don't disparage Bud Light is because they were a sponsor and are a sponsor of George Strait for so many years. So I'm not gonna rail on them. You know, not gonna do it. Alan has jumped in our YouTube channel. That's Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. Everybody on YouTube, hit like, hit share, invite your friends, grow it. We got a lot of people commenting tonight on YouTube. I need you people to grow the YouTube channel. We need to get up there over 500. We're right by it, and then it explodes. Periodic blooming in Leadville, Colorado. That's northern Colorado. 10156, the highest elevation brewery. We think so. But there's a distillery that we think might be a little higher than that in Utah, we think, maybe. Lynn wants to get a kitten update here at Raiderland World Headquarters. Are they all spoken for yet? All right, so we brought in the feral cat from hell back in February. She knew what she was doing. She was pregnant. She was just sucking up to my wife, and we fell for it, and we brought her in, and she's a great cat. Love her. I hope she stays with us. Yeah, so she has the kittens about 5 weeks ago, give or take. I know we've got at least 2, maybe 3 spoken for. They're doing well. They become self-aware. It's like HAL, the computer, Space Odyssey. We had an escape artist today. One of the kittens figured out how to get out of the enclosure that we have built. And so I'm like, all right, well, this is a game changer. So we kind of had to reconfigure a few things. But I know at least 2 of the 6 are spoken for, probably 3, and we'll go from there. But yeah, they're doing kitten things, and you can tell the mama cat is like, really, how long do I have to do this? But to which I would say, you got knocked up pregnant, you had no job, you had no home, you're single, obviously. That's kind of on you. You got to live with it. Dwayne jumping in on the YouTube channel. Greetings from Taiwan. Saw some great minor league baseball last night. Morning there. Well, good morning to you. And as we say in Taiwan, good morning. You have to say it louder because it's in Taiwan. Glad you're out there. The highest elevation distillery, Breckenridge in Colorado at 9,600. So Red River is at about 80, 87.95, 88, depending on where you want to measure it. So it's kind of what we were looking at that. And then we still think there might be one hidden in the wilds of Utah, by the way, Alan, that's maybe not real public yet. Robert, name the most annoying. That's the Boston Red Sox announcer. Not sure who's doing the Red Sox games right now. I'll take your word for that, though. A few more minutes. You guys are crafting it together. We get folks like Dwayne getting in late, Lynn asking about kittens. It's a full-service show. Texas Tech beats Browns 6-0. They get the winner tomorrow, Max Rest, in the late game of Washington, Mississippi State. So the Washington players, some of them have seen Nigel Kennedy before. Mississippi State got eliminated by Nigel Kennedy last year. Then they played Tech earlier this year. You guys know the outcome of that. So there's like double revenge factor boomerang on this whole thing tomorrow. Best thing about it, for my money, the weather. Well, not the best thing, but one of the great things about this weekend, the weather couldn't be better. It's low 90s, no wind, no chance of bad storms, no delays on that front. You couldn't have asked for a better weekend for NCAA tournament action here in Lubbock, Texas. Remember the first year that Texas Tech hosted NCAA baseball tournament in 1996, you had all of that. It was hot, it was steamy. We had massive rain delays. It was just a mess. Some huge thunderstorms. Was it the night of the championship game, or maybe the night before? Holy cow! You know, an absolute mess. But we got through it, and that was back at the old Danlaw Field where they didn't have near enough media booths or anything, so radio teams were outside under tents, and we really weren't in a position to host. But Texas Tech overbid to get that in 1996. They money whipped the NCAA into bringing that tournament in, and the NCAA said, "Yeah, it'll work." There you go. Highest elevation distillery in Utah is High West, and you're Googling, and your Google powers are great. 66. We still think there might be another one somewhere that maybe isn't on the radar yet. Chamber of Commerce Week and ESPN announcers complained about flying small planes into Lubbock. Of course they did. Why would they not? Let me tell you all the places I've flown small planes into, over the decades that are supposed garden spots of college sports and everything else. I hate ESPN. We mentioned it earlier this week. I don't want ESPN to ruin college softball the way they ruined women's basketball. And I think ESPN ruined women's college basketball in the late 90s, early 2000s, focusing on just a couple of teams. And right now I'm watching them focus only on the SEC, and they're going to kill it from a national sport. Women's college basketball is stronger in the 90s than it is today. If you don't believe me, go look at average attendance numbers. You don't have to believe me. I don't care. When is an Airbus 319 or 737 a small plane? What do they want? A 767? I complain about anything, It's what they do. All right, you guys are the best. We had fun. Really, thank you for hanging out on a Friday night. I wasn't sure how many folks would be hanging out tonight, but we wanted to jump in and talk about Texas Tech softball, baseball tonight. Tipping off. First pitch coming up in just a few minutes. We'll see how Tyler Boudreau does. Hey, Tyler, 5 innings. Bring the ball back in 5 innings. All right. Off the United Supermarket chat line. Flew into Huntington, West Virginia, knowing what happened to the Marshall football team. That approach was something else. I can understand the trepidation a little bit there, but hopefully it was a nice, clear day and not what they were dealing with on that horrible night back in 1970, 71. Lose track. Yeah. But I'll tell you this, Jeff, I've flown a lot more flights like that probably than you have into areas at different times, weather and otherwise, that you're going, this just doesn't seem like a really good idea. Tomorrow we'll have our column, the Saturday column with no name. If you have an idea for the name of the column, please submit it. We appreciate that. Sunday. 5 things we know on a Sunday. And we will have Diamond Talk splash / little Diamond Talk for softball on Sunday, just to tee up the week and everything else. You guys are the best. Looking forward to a great weekend. Hope it's wonderful where you are. Have fun. Be safe. We'll have this on the website here in just a little bit, theraiderland.com. You can share it from there, but please, everybody on our YouTube channel, please share. Please invite people in. Grow that channel. Same thing on our Facebook page, and then on Twitter X at Ryan Hyatt Media. If you're not following, please follow us there. We'll see you tomorrow and all weekend long at theraiderland.com.